you that we are tuned in. You're tuned into the live stream here of the Azimio la Umoja event. Baba is about to get into the building, and we are in Upper Marlboro, Maryland at the Camelo. We are looking forward to having an amazing night. We're gonna. I think we're gonna take a quick break here,
yes.
And then we are gonna come right back. So just give us one moment, and we will be right back. Okay, all right. How are the crowds looking on the outside?
It's packing. It's packing. There's a long line. Everybody's trying to get in.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there's another event going on, but people seem to come, and I see people bringing family, kids.
Okay.
So this is something that's happening, and we're ready.
Yeah. Now this is the third time. This is the third time that Baba is. Is it the third or the fourth time that he's running? He ran in 2007. He ran in 2013. He also ran in 1997.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be the fourth.
The fourth time.
Yeah, the fourth time.
Hopefully, fourth time's a charm.
Yeah. What do you think? What is looking different about this time as compared to the other times that Baba ran? What do you feel is different?
I think I would say that yes, it was the Building Bridges initiative that didn't really go through, but I think on the landscape and within the communities,
yes,
the bridges that have been built now this time are a lot bigger. People are more energized, and I think just on the ground, everybody seems to have something to bring to the table.
Okay.
And expecting him hopefully to deliver that for them. So I think the bridges are bigger. I think people are more energized, and people have the experience as starters that maybe it's always good to have a change.
Okay. All right.
When it comes to our political leaders.
All right, great. And you can hear the music. The music is so loud.
Yes.
I don't even know whether we can be heard, but as you can tell, kuna mziki, and everybody is out here today,
yes.
having a good time.
Okay.
Okay, sawa. We're good. Okay, all right. So,
what do you think is different on your part?
No, on my side, I feel like Baba has support from people that traditionally don't support him.
Yes.
So that brings a very interesting perspective.
Yes.
When you look at the venue today, I see people, all shapes, colors, and sizes from different parts of Kenya.
Yes.
And this is very unusual. And that's the reason why the event today looks so exciting.
Oh yeah. I think there's a little flower girl out there waiting to give like a bouquet for when Baba arrives. She's dressed in traditional Maasai garb, which is so beautiful.
Okay.
And I'm thinking, oh my God, yes. I feel like the Maasais normally are the ones that used to represent Kenya.
Yeah.
But then everybody's drawn to them in terms of how we present ourselves in their culture. So, like you said, people who are normally not supporters of Baba have, I think, finally seen the light.
The light. Okay.
Yes.
All right. And the other thing that's different this time, the diasporans in the US were registered to vote. Did you register?
That's a different story. I actually showed up to register, but the process was different. I kind of missed some steps, and I wasn't able to register. I'm hoping that this visit, when Baba comes, maybe we can put that on the table and see if those of us who missed out might get another chance.
Can get a new window before the August elections.
Yes.
Okay, because I can tell you something. The number of people already seeing the venue right now are more than the people who registered in the DC embassy.
Oh, wow.
Just the number of people I see here.
Okay.
So that tells you something.
Yes.
A lot of people missed that window.
Yes.
So hopefully something will be done.
Logistically, I think the window was too small. I don't think they put into consideration how big this country is.
Yes.
And how vast the diaspora is spread out.
Yes.
So if registration was only going to happen, say, in DC, and you live in Alaska, that was not a realistic window to give everybody an opportunity to, I personally think that maybe breaking it down into sectors of the country
Yes.
would have probably helped.
Yeah.
So the way we have the embassy in California now, and we have
Yes.
the embassy in DC, and we have New York,
Uh-huh.
I think we could have opened small registration centers within, like, say, East Coast, West Coast, the North, South,
Yes.
you know, and give everybody a chance to
Yeah.
get somewhere where they can actually deliver, especially for people who are really, really out there.
But you know, I think it was a good thing that we started.
Yes.
A lot of complaints were coming through, but I think it's a good thing that the process started.
Oh, that's most important. And
Yes.
so, being that it started, it also gave us the opportunity. Those of us who didn't
Yes.
register, we're like, okay, so what do I have to do
Yeah.
should the next window come? And that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm hoping that the window is going to come. I
Okay.
have my stuff ready.
Okay.
I'm voting this time.
Okay.
Yes.
And what are your thoughts about younger Kenyans? Talking about Kenyans who are like brought up,
Millennials.
yeah, Kenyans who are raised here. You know, not Kenyans who lived in
Oh.
Kenya, who maybe came here in middle school, or maybe who are born here. What's your take on the uptake to this process?
I think there's still a lot of education to go along with it, with the
Okay.
process in Kenya. I think because of the culture and
Yeah.
being a part of the American diaspora and not necessarily, there's a little bit of a dislocation.
Yeah.
And so that has brought on a little bit of a disengagement,
Okay.
but that can be fixed.
Okay.
I think the onus is really on the parents, depending on where they want to make sure their roots stick,
Yeah.
to bring that education forth and create that energy for them.
Okay.
And be like, okay, you know what? I am American, but I'm also Kenyan.
But I'm also Kenyan.
And this is how I can participate. This is how I can revamp or build my country or help build my roots.
Okay. All right. We want to remind you that we are tuned in. You're tuned in to the live stream here of the Azimio la Umoja event. Baba is about to get into the building, and we are in Upper Marlboro, Maryland at the Camelo. We are looking forward to having an amazing night. We're gonna. I think we're gonna take a quick break here,
Yes.
and then we are gonna come right back. So just give us one moment, and we will be right back.
She's a classical vocalist who has performed as many national anthems in various events, including several City Board of Education meetings and also the 9/11 last year memorial. Imani has a passion in using her voice to be able to make the world a better place. And just to add, she's also the music professor for our Dr. George Obura. So she's also teaching. So our youth are really doing good, and I'm going to bring Imani on.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly
thank you very much, Imani. Everybody remain standing. We are going to have a moment of silence. You know Kenya is in mourning right now. We just lost our third president, Moi Kibaki. So let's take 1 minute of silence in honor of our late president. Thank you. So right now, I'm going to bring Ali Badawi. You can all sit down, please. Thank you for your patience and standing. I do appreciate it. So Ali Badawi is going to come and continue.
All right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Now, today actually I want to start with an incident that happened 30 years ago, back in 1992. I know there's a lot of young people here who maybe were not around back then, but I want you to stay with me on this. There was a gentleman who was inspecting a project at a madrasa in Nairobi South Sea area, a madrasa that I was attending. And of course, as young kids, we were curious, because we'd never seen him before and we're wondering, what is he doing here? So we actually started following him around to know what had brought him there. But before we find out about this story or what happened, I want to officially welcome you all to the first Azimio la Umoja in the diaspora in the US. A big round of applause to yourselves. Asanteni sana. Now, this town hall is our best opportunity to not only meet Baba and his team that you can see behind me, but also to articulate our concerns, our hopes, our dreams, and our fears as Kenyans living in the diaspora. So this is our day with Baba. Ama namna gani? Okay. Now, my name again is Ali Badawi, and I am a long-time DC area resident and a lifetime Baba supporter. Now, some of you might have heard about me with a lot of political pressure groups in the diaspora that ensured Kenyans in the diaspora were registered to vote. So I hope all of you here are registered to vote. Yes, no, maybe. Okay, all right, that's good. And some of you may also know me as the political anchor of the One Mic Show. This is the longest running Kenya media platform in the history of the Kenya diaspora in the world. Some of you might be knowing me from that, but I believe that's enough about me. I want on behalf of the committee to take this opportunity to welcome everyone in here and thank you all, because I know all of you have traveled far and wide to be here with us, which shows your commitment for the cause. So a big round of applause for yourselves. Okay, asanteni sana. Now today we are privileged and excited to be hosting the gentleman that I was talking about earlier who was inspecting a project in a South Sea madrasa. Now through the curiosity of pre-teenage boys, we got to understand at that time that he was running for member of parliament. This is in 1992. So for those of you who are maybe above the age of 40, maybe the age of 45, they know what was happening during that year. So we got to understand that he was running for a member of parliament seat, and I can even remember how he was dressed. He was in a sharp gray suit, he had a white shirt, and he was diligently listening to our ustads or Islamic teachers as they were talking to him about this project. Now, this is the man that I later grew up to respect and admire as a leader, an astute politician, and a force to reckon with internationally. Today, I am proud, privileged, and honored to be part of the team that's hosting Kenya's former Prime Minister out here in the DMV area. A big round of applause to the fifth, to the next President of Kenya, Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. Makofi kwake tafadhali. All right. And as I just glance behind me, I can see a group of high-profile governors. Kenya has 47 governors. But these governors behind me, they're not just any governors. These are high-profile governors. I think I saw someone like, I can't see behind me, but at some point I saw Governor Nderito Murithi, the governor of Laikipia County. Is he around here? No, he's not around here? Okay, all right. But is there any Laikipians in the building? Watu wananyuki mpo? No Laikipians in the building? Okay, ndo wale pale tunawaona. Ndo wale pale tunawaona. Now, I can also see Governor Wycliffe Oparanya, the governor of... Anyone from Kakamega in the building? Kakamega mko wapi? Okay. We see you. Behind me is also Governor James Ongwae, the governor of Kisii County. Is Governor James Ongwae around? Okay. He's right here behind. Is there any Kisiis in the building? Okay. We see you. They are also accompanying Honorable Raila Odinga in this delegation is NARC Kenya party leader, the one and only Iron Lady, Miss Martha Karua. Wamama je mpo? All right. I can see she's a crowd favorite. I wonder why, but I can see she's a crowd favorite, and I know Baba's noticed that. Now, this high-power delegation also has members of parliament, it has senators, and has some officials of the Azimio la Umoja coalition who will get to know as the event goes by today. But we also can't forget to mention, and I don't know where he is, I had seen him, the former Kenyan ambassador to the US, Elkanah Odembo. Wherever you're hiding, please, smama uonekane. There we go. Balozi Elkanah Odembo. Okay, he was one of us here. We can't go without mentioning him. So makofi kwa Odembo. All right. Now, today's event is courtesy of the DC and New York, New Jersey Azimio chapters with support from Delaware, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, and the Commonwealth of Massachusetts chapter. So a big hand for yourselves for putting this together. All right. Now, the other thing we would also like to acknowledge are the efforts by the youth. You see all these people that you see around here? This was mobilization from younger Kenyans. And actually on that note, anyone under the age of 40, please stand up and be counted. I want Baba to see. Anyone under the age of 40? Anyone under the... nyinyi wote mko under 40 kweli? Baba can see that the youth love him in the diaspora. So we have to mention the youth. And we also have a youth representative who's gonna later on be talking. So Baba unaona, the youth in the diaspora are all Azimio. Now, the event tonight is being live streamed to the world to see courtesy of Kilimanjaro Studios. The live stream is on the Raila Odinga official page. So make sure you go to that page, you share it for those people who missed it, and maybe those people who live around here and they're like, I'm not sure if I want to come, there's going to be a lot of people. Make sure you share it with them so that they come here. I can see the house is already full, and I heard that there's still some people coming in. So make sure you share the live stream. Now, this is also going to be a night of breathtaking entertainment with music, courtesy of DJ Omoshfire of the One Mic Show. DJ Omoshfire, yuko wapi? Makofi kwa DJ Omoshfire. All right, DJ Omoshfire. We are also being serenaded to the tunes of African sound by one of DC's finest bands, Grammy nominees, Jabali Africa. Jabali Africa in the building? All right. We've already been enjoying music from them. And I also want to acknowledge Honorable Sabina Chege. Honorable Sabina Chege is in the building. Uko wapi? Where is Sabina Chege? Sabina Chege, yuko wapi? She's behind me. So makofi tafadhali kwa Honorable Sabina Chege. All right, asante sana. And I also had Sally Kosgei. Honorable Sally Kosgei in the building. Sally Kosgei, yuko wapi? All right, Mama Sally Kosgei pia in the building. So this is a high-power delegation. I don't think in the history of the diaspora I've seen a delegation like this, and they chose the DC area to come out and meet all of you. I know all of you might not be registered, but that's a conversation that we're going to be having with Baba, because maybe there might be a window for us to still register. When I look at the crowd here, this is more than the number of people who registered to vote. Okay. Honorable Hinga also in the building. Makofi kwake tafadhali. Okay. All right. Now, another thing is that our hashtag for the event today, let me hear. Okay. I heard Honorable Kajwang is in the building. Oh. Yeah. Okay. Honorable Kajwang is in the building, and an interesting fact about Honorable Kajwang, he was 2 classes ahead of me in that school. We are not going to mention it. We know which school it is. Okay? So that's Honorable Kajwang. And also, close there, I can see Suleiman Shahbal from Mombasa County. Suleiman Shahbal, salam alaikum. All right. Okay. Now, our hashtag for the event tonight is Azimio in DC. So when you post photos on social media about the event today, use the hashtag Azimio in DC. I want you to say Azimio in DC. Repeat after me, Azimio in DC kama mbekula chakula. Okay, so make sure those hashtags are there. And not forgetting, of course, Honorable Makao Mbutua, official spokesman. I'm being reminded he's a professor, not honorable. Apologies for that. Okay, all right. Okay, and Member of Parliament Tonge. So there's quite a number of people that I think. Okay, all right. So I think we're gonna come back and acknowledge, because this delegation, I told you, this is a very high-powered delegation like we've never seen before. But again, I want to remind you, Azimio in DC. Say Azimio in DC. Okay, once again, my name is Ali Badawi, and I want to take this opportunity now to hand this over to our master of ceremony. Ni muimbaji, ni mshairi, ni mwigizaji, ni mchekeshaji, na ni mshereheshaji. Some call her the triple threat. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for another one of DC's finest, the queen of entertainment, Miss Anna Mwalago. All right, Anna, asante sana. Now, before I go, Anna, there was a friend of mine who told me that he knows about muimbaji, he knows about mshairi, anajua kuhusu mwigizaji, anajua kuhusu mchekeshaji, lakini akaniuliza mshereheshaji ni nini? Na sasa unajua hichi kizungu ni lugha ambacho kilikuja na meli. So mimi nilishinda kumweleza ni nini. Nikamwambia aje Azimio in DC, amwangalie tu Ana anavyofanya, anavyochekesha, anavyozungumza, na utajua maana ya mshereheshaji nini. Everybody welcome Anna Mwalago with a big hand.
Asanteni sana, asanteni. Azimio. Sasa sikilizeni. Nikisema Azimio mnasema inawezekana. Mnaweza sema inawezekana? Azimio? Nipe nguvu jamani, nisikie mpaka radi imeingia katika hii blingi. Azimio? Nipatieni nguvu tafadhali mpaka nianguke chini. Azimio? Asanteni sana, Honorable, Your Excellency, Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, Excellency, the governors, members of parliament, and other delegation accompanying the Prime Minister, all protocols observed. Karibuni nyote Washington DC. Makofi tafadhali. Unajua wahenga walisema mcheza kwao hutunzwa. Nyinyi nyote mmecheza kwenu, manake mmekuja hapa kuwakilisha au vipi? Kwa hivyo nitauliza tena, Wakenya mko? Wakenya mko? Hata sipotezi wakati. Right now I would like to invite introduce conveners of the meeting who will be represented by Steve Mwema of the DC chapter. Ndio yule anakuja, tumpagie makofi anapoingia na tafadhali.
Thank you, Anna. Azimio. Okay, let's see. DMV mko around. So kwa wageni wetu DMV inamaanisha District of Columbia, Maryland, alafu Virginia. DMV inawezekana. Haya basi tumkaribishe baba kwa shangwe na vigelegele. Kopi vigelegele baba. And then I have another question. Ladies, you all in the house? Ladies, you all in the house? Wape vigelegele ya Martha Karua. So, Your Excellency, Right Honorable Raila Odinga, Mheshimiwa Martha Karua, governors, members of the National Assembly, na wenye nchi wenzangu, hamjamboni. I gotta tell you, the stars are aligning. The impending presidency of Baba is upon us. The Kenyan diaspora are pregnant with expectation. Earlier today, I borrowed Professor Makao Mutua crystal ball. I'll return inside. I must admit the crystal ball was dusty because the good professor has been spending a lot of time in Okambani and in Jamhuri. So for good measure, I brought Windex and cleaned the crystal ball really good. I'm here to confirm that I peeked through the crystal ball. And Wananchi shall deliver the presidency to Baba on the 9th of August. You can take that to the bank. So, Your Excellency, Right Honorable Raila Odinga, I would be remiss if I do not opine here that the Kenyan diasporans are true patriots and numero uno ambassadors of Kenya. All we want is an opportunity to contribute and build our nation, not just through remittances, but also through government appointments. Holding dual citizenship should not be used as a criteria to deny the aspirants the opportunity to serve their nation and country. In conclusion, there's a group of very special people that took time out of their busy schedule to plan and make this happen today. So ladies and gentlemen, may I ask the DC Azimio committee to please rise up. I'll give you the name really fast. So there was Ali Badawi, you all saw Ali. Madam June Nyarwach has been running, playing number 6 for us. Mr. Joseph Asikoye, Jabali Africa, Mr. Sam Omwenga, John Irungu Gatambia, our Mayor Dickens Odhiambo Odhis, Mr. Sylvester Nyawanda, Mr. Ken Agua, Mr. Tom Maranga, Madam Modesta Vesonde, and then there's a guy who lives in Georgia, Tim Kaberia, and then yours truly, Mr. Steve Mwema. I will now pass the mic back to Anna. Karibuni wageni wetu.
Asante sana Bwana Steve Mwema. At this point, I would like to invite Sam Oyugi. And if Sam, you are here, this is your time for you to come and speak. And after that, we are going to have some entertainment with Jabali Africa, but I'm going to give this mic to Sam Oyugi and June Nyawara. Thank you.
Yoka muziki, azimio la umoja, Kenya mzima inawezekana.
Let's welcome Baba.
Chololo, Baba, Chololo, Baba, Chololo, Baba.
You can stand up if you want to welcome Baba.
Udu, undugu, usawa, umoja, uzalishaji, inawezekana, inawezekana. Raila tibi, bibi, Raila tibi, bibi, Agwamo tibi, bibi, Dinga tibi, bibi, Nuno tialala, Nuno tialala, Wangni Raila makre, Wangni Raila makre, Wangni Raila makre, Wangni Raila makre.
Thank you. Okay, so real quick before I go through my speech, I'm going to go through really brief about the program for today. Our program got stuck in the printer, so so we're going to have a few speakers from New York, New Jersey, representing Delaware and Massachusetts and Connecticut, including Colorado. And then we're going to jump real quick to the diaspora statement. And after that, we're going to have a women's role in the struggle by Ms. Anna Karaoke, and a performance by Jabali, and also a poem by Ms. Anna Mwalago. And then we're going to jump into
Baba's speakers, Q&A, and then vote of thanks. So please join us in this effort to escort Baba and his delegation all the way to the finish line, and we're so grateful that you're here with us today. I'm going to read so I can keep my pointers. Good afternoon, His Excellency, Honorable Mr. Raila Odinga, and the Kenya delegation, including our distinguished guests. Karibuni, and welcome to the U.S. Your Excellency, on behalf of the diasporians, we salute you for your hardship that you've endured through this journey, and we are here today to support you during your presidential campaign, all the way to the finish line, and during your presidency, by God's grace and divine intervention. My name is June Nyawara, representing the DC, Maryland, Virginia Diaspora Committee and the National Committee. I am here to echo the voices of our fellow Kenyans in Kenya and around the world regarding the topics of infrastructure and development. Your Excellency, please hear our cry, our delegation. Please hear our Kenyan voices. Kenyans are asking for very basic development needs, such as 24-hour electricity, running water, sustainable good roads, and most of all, jobs, jobs, and jobs. Let's empower and enable our Kenyans with jobs so they can be financially independent. This will help reduce crime and corruption. And also, diasporans are also want to return home. But Kenya has nothing to offer, and this is why we're here, living as vagabond immigrants. We don't want to be a statistic of poverty in Kenya due to unemployment. Home is home. Look at an example of our former president, Obama, who returned home to his roots. One leg is here, the other leg is back in Kenya, because we have ties and our birthrights, ancestral mother home, which has been stripped from so many of us here in this hall today. That is definitely a birthright that should never be taken away from a citizen. We ask you, Baba, especially as somebody like me who's represented Kenyan national women's basketball around the world, the first Kenyan lady to be drafted in WNBA, Kenyan American League. I and all of us here are learned and good ambassadors. We are well behaved. So the opportunities that we're asking you, Baba, is please bridge the diaspora and the Kenyan relationship and make it stronger by rolling our sleeves to collaborate and start the development work, something that has been quite a struggle for appointed leaders. But we are ready to work together, hand in hand. In conclusion, in exchange for all that we ask you, Baba, we ask you in return, us, the diasporians, how can we help you to become successful in this journey, to help our Kenyan people, and to help Kenya as a whole, corner to corner. I want to thank you for being there and just enduring through all of this. And we also want to extend our gratitude to President Uhuru, who has actually, we see this handshake, and it's going way deep. It is opening doors. It is opening relationships. And we are now talking in one voice and coming together as Kenyans. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you so much, Miss June Nyawara. Makofi tafadhali, because she has spoke highly about us, the diasporans. And I would like for this time to invite, wacha kwanza, Azimio. I need energy. Azimio. Sasa, I want to invite Miss Nancy Fambi and Mr. Sam Oyugi. They are the New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, Delaware, Massachusetts, and Pennsylvania representatives of Azimio.
Azimio Ria, Azimio Tierra, Azimio Tierra, Vijana Fire, Vijana Fire, Vijana Fire, Vijana Fire, Vijana Fire.
Yoka muziki, Azimio la umoja, Kenya mzima inawezekana. Baba Chololo, Baba Chololo, Baba Chololo, Baba Chololo, Baba Chololo, Baba Chololo.
Jersey, New York,
Usawa, umoja, uzalishaji, inawezekana, inawezekana. Raila TV, Raila TV, Agwambo TV, Dinga TV, Nundo Chalala, Nundo Chalala. Wangni Raila Magre, Wangni Raila Magre, Wangni Raila Magre, Wangni Raila Magre, Wangni Raila Twepi,
New York chapter, Connecticut, Constitutional State, Massachusetts, New Jersey, Delaware, PA.
Now you see the unity. To unite all those states takes cooperation, right? We are showing example of Baba. He's uniting Kenya. We are uniting Northeastern for him. Thank you.
Hello again. I'm Nancy Fembi, and this is Dr. Samo Yugi. We are from New York. We represent New York, New Jersey again, all the states in the Northeastern. So Delaware, every state. So if you don't have a chapter in your states, please reach out to us. It's inclusion, and we include everybody around the United States. So please don't feel embarrassed that, or you don't belong anywhere. You belong with us. So before we continue or I say anything, there is nothing that I feel or the team feels that haiwezekani, because the motto for Azimio is, so literally everything we're going to ask Baba for, we know he will be able to deliver. We are not asking anything that is not deliverable. All right? But we have a strong team in the New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, Delaware areas. And we want to introduce those our members to stand up and to be able to, you see the work behind. Come on, all the New York, New Jersey. Continue.
New York, New Jersey team. They're all the way down, up to here. Thank you very much. This is the team that came together with the DC team to put together this gathering. And we thank you very much, including the three conveners. Thank you very much. Our team here do not have much to say. We have been with Baba for a long time. There is nothing that we are going to say that we haven't told him before. So instead of going through speeches, we're just going to wish him well. But I have something very small to say. I've lived long enough to see a few miracles, and I'm just going to share with you those miracles. Long time ago, we saw multi-party state happen in Kenya. We thought it was a big miracle. Who brought it together? Baba. Then I moved to United States, and then little did I know there was another miracle I did not expect coming. I saw the first black president of America. And I thought I was lucky, and I thought that was the end of it. Before it took long, I saw the first woman vice president of America. You count me lucky, right? So what next? So if God can bless me to see Raila, Honorable Raila Molo Odinga be inaugurated as the president of Kenya, I'm not asking God for any more favors. I'll be done. Omoshwe you. Thank you very much. I'll give the mic to my sister.
Just to wrap it up, just one thing, Baba, we would like to request. Mental health and substance abuse is an issue globally. And we know very well that in Kenya, when you hear the hospital Mathare, people have a very negative connotation of it. So as somebody who is very passionate about mental health and substance abuse, we are requesting, and we know you will deliver, if we can have more psychiatric hospitals in Kenya, more rehabilitation centers in Kenya, because a lot of our youngsters and our mothers and fathers are dying of depression and suicide. Every time I turn around on Facebook, young people committing suicides of depression. We need mental health awareness to be a focus in Kenya. And we know that it will be delivered. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, my sister Nancy. I think you have said it very clearly, and I echo you that definitely we need more mental health institutions in Kenya. Azimio, wakati sasa sitaki kupoteza wakati kabisa. Tuna waimbaji wetu, my brothers, Jabali Africa, Grammy nominated, the diaspora band that keeps Kenya glued to remember where home is. These are also Baba boys from Bunyore, and therefore, Baba, I would like to say, wako tayari kukutumbuiza. Jabali Africa, nyimbo moja tu, one song.
Washington DC. Washington DC. Let's rise up and welcome Baba DC. Wapi nyinyi? Wapi nyinyi? Wapi nyinyi? Wapi nyinyi? Wapi nyinyi? Nataka kila mtu atembee kama baba.
Asante sana jamani Afrika. Asante sana. Asante sana jamani Afrika. Asante sana. Wananchi tafadhali tukae chini. Tukae chini tafadhali. Makofi kwa Jamali Afrika. Hey! Unajua siku moja nilivyokuwa kama youth hivi, niseme kwa Kiswahili ama kwa Kiingereza, and I remember Baba said hatutaki hadithi za Abu Nwasi tena, Na nakumbuka kabisa hata nikaandika shairi. Na kweli najua kwamba Azimio imesema hakuna hadithi za nani? Za Abu Nwasi. Ni kufanya na kutenda. So ningependa sasa nimuite dadangu for our perspective of health expert, Miss Modesta Vesonda, to speak for a few minutes. We are only going to speak for at least 4 minutes. And then we have to move the program fast because there are so many people who want to speak. Modesta.
Honorable Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, honorable members of your delegation, other invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Good afternoon. We are honored to have our guests here. And I want to say that Baba akiwa kwa nyumba, tuko sawa kabisa. Tuko sawa? Tuko sawa kabisa. Baba karibu. We are honored to have you. I am honored to speak at this event which marks yet another historic event for our country. I have been asked to speak on healthcare issues in Kenya based on my experience as an entrepreneur who owns or who is the CEO of Katani Hospital, which is also located in Lolongo. A hospital that was opened by Baba. Thank you so much. The hospital is open. It's serving patients. It's serving the communities. It's saving lives, and it's doing well. Thank you so much, Baba. I do know that providing health care for all Kenyans is at the core of your vision, Baba, for the country. In the limited time that I have, I will highlight a few issues, 3 issues, that I believe I have experienced myself, that I believe are very important for healthcare in Kenya. One of the issues that I know is that we need affordable healthcare. Healthcare is expensive in Kenya. Most of the people in Kenya, 46% of the Kenyans live in poverty. They are not able to afford healthcare. When a patient goes to the hospital, I myself have witnessed this. A patient is supposed to pay perhaps 200,000 or 300,000 shillings up front before they're taken care of. If a patient falls sick at night, where will they get 200 or 300 shillings to pay for health care or to pay for care before they're admitted? Baba, you can do something about this so that health care can be affordable for the basic mwananchi. Let us work it so that every Kenyan can have access to care. The other issue is accessibility. There are not so many hospitals in Kenya. What happens is the few hospitals that are available, we have people who live in the villages and they're having problems or they're having trouble accessing care. They're having trouble accessing care that they need. For example, I have a mama who lives in Kakamega, down in the village, and needed care for cancer treatment. They needed cancer treatment. But they had to travel to Nairobi. One is that they do not have money to live in a hotel in Nairobi because they did not have any relatives in Nairobi. But they had to figure out how to live in Nairobi for 3 to 4 months that they were undergoing care. That put a lot of strain on this mama. She had to sell her land. She had to sell the cows that she had. She had to sell a lot of things to be able to get care in Nairobi. Baba, we can do something about this. And I know that you can. I know you can. The other issue is medication. I do know that with our current system, a lot of patients utilize the chemists for medication and even for diagnosis. When a patient falls sick, many of them end up in the chemist and request for certain medications. Let me give an example of a young boy who complained of headaches and went to the chemist to talk to the chemist, who advised him to take Panadol for the headaches. The headache was persistent. And what happened is that with the persistent headaches, he was misdiagnosed that he had just headaches. But this patient had a tumor, had a brain tumor, which was not diagnosed because he was not seen by a practitioner that is specialized in cancer. And the patient eventually died simply because they were not given proper treatment. I do know that, Baba, you're capable. Baba, you're able. You can do this because of the vision you have for Kenya and the passionate commitment to achieve the components necessary for all Kenyans to experience good health care. We can do this. We need clean, safe water. And the place that the hospital is at is salty water. The water is salty, and because of that, we have children coming up with hypertension or high blood pressure because of too much salt in the water. So with this, I do believe that with your government, Baba, you are able to do it. Through your government, you will be able to prioritize and make sure that the Kenyans get the health care they need. Thank you so much. Again, my name is Modesta Makani Visander. I come from, can I say it? I come from Kakabega. I see one of my Babas here, Governor Oparanya. He comes from my hometown, and I am so proud. I am so proud that he's here, and I'm also proud to see everybody else. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Makofi, for Mama Modesta. Thank you so much. And we all know that the youth are no longer the leaders of tomorrow, but leaders of today. Do you agree with me? So with this, Wakenya mko? Ai, Wakenya mko? I would like to invite John Irungu, representing the youth, to come and speak for at least 4 minutes. Keep it short, Bwana John Irungu.
Azimio eh? Azimio eh? Siwaski. Inawezekana? Azimio eh? Okay, thank you so much. My name is John Irungu. And I first want to thank you, our next president, Raila Odinga, and all the protocols observed, and the organizing committee for giving me this opportunity. Mine is brief, and what I want to say, the youth issue is one of the top dialogues in Kenya at the moment. And if there is anyone who has done much for the youth, the political representation that we have in our local assemblies, where young MCAs are able to represent their partners, that constitution was ushered in by our next president, Raila Odinga. The economic dividends and the economic benefits that the youth in Kenya enjoy today, where resources have been devolved to the county governments, that was brought also about by Baba himself. So we are at crossroads as the youth, because we are facing so many challenges at the moment in Kenya. And the youth have been really hit. They've been hit economically. We are seeing our sisters, our beautiful girls, facing persecution in other countries as they go to find labor. We are seeing tech companies coming in Nairobi, but our young and most talented and innovative youth are not being paid at the global rates by these tech companies. These are issues of economic emancipation, which we know that in your government, Your Excellency, they should be addressed. So we pride ourselves in the Constitution, and for the young people in Kenya and those who are in abroad, listen to me and listen to me well. I'm one of you. On the 9th of August, it will be a vote on the economy, and not just the economy. It will be a vote on political representation, and most important, the 9th August vote will be a vote on our future. And we are the future. So we've seen it happen in South Africa, where the young people fulfilled the vision of Nelson Mandela, and they were able to dismantle apartheid. We saw it in the US, where the young people lobbied. They campaigned for the first black man, Barack Obama, And it is that first black president that brought meaningful change in terms of affirmative action in the United States. So on the 9th, we only have one job as the youth. Our job is to face the sky, and I see our color is blue. So on the 9th of August, the sky in Kenya will be blue. The oceans, the lakes, the seas are blue. On the 9th of August, the waters and the sky will be blue. And in the words of Leonardo da Vinci, once you look up to the sky, and once you taste the sky, you always look up. So the Azimio Nation, I want to tell you that the only place that we have to look is up. And the only road that we have is the road to State House. So I want to thank you all, and I want to urge our fellow youth to vote in Azimio, and victory will be on our hand. We only have two options, and the first option is to win, and the last and the most important option is to win. God bless you.
Asante sana John Irungu, asante sana. Makofi ya John Irungu jamani. The youth are the present, not the future anymore. We are together in this. And so I would like to take this opportunity to bring one of the supporters of Baba. Her name is Ray Keneti. Ray amesema ametunga nyimbo to perform and celebrate what we are about to do August 9th. Ray, chukua mic. Dakika mbili tu.
Nikisema Raila, I want to hear the fifth. Raila! Raila! Sijasikia Raila! Raila! Nikisema Azimio, inawezekana. Azimio! Azimio! DJ number 2. Yeah! Yeah! Inawezekana. Kazi ya kutengeneza Kenya wewe waijua. Kazi ya kutengeneza Kenya wewe waijua. Umekuwa ukisaidia wananchi wa kawaida. Umekuwa ukitetea wananchi wa kawaida. Kiongozi Raila Odinga anayejali wa Kenya wote. Azimio inawezekana. Baba Raila Odinga hadi Ikulu. Azimio inawezekana. Kaleta mabadiliko, kaleta hadi majimbo. Raila kweli anaweza, hakuna siyeona haya. Mwenye macho atazame, aliye na masikio asikie. Kura yako weka kwa Raila, kiongozi mwenye busara. Kiongozi tunaye Raila Odinga anayejali wa Kenya wote. Azimio inawezekana. Baba Raila Odinga hadi Ikulu. Azimio inawezekana. Azimio inawezekana. Azimio. Raila, Raila, Raila. Raila, Raila, Raila. Yeah.
Asante sana. Makofi for Ray jamani. Unajua inategemea pale unapotoka, lakini kama mtu amekugusa roho, if your heart is start to do something, you will do something. And therefore I want to thank Ray for saying I will do something, because I am touched by what President Honorable Your Excellency Raila has done for the people. Piga makofi jamani. And before we want to continue with our program, tunasema asante sana kwa Ray, na tunakumuita our next presentation is by the diaspora statement. And I'm definitely going to call George Mudachi, because as somebody has spoken about the diaspora has done so much for us. We have always supported our people back home. Remittances tunatuma, tunapeleka watoto shule, tunasaidia kujenga nchi. Therefore, the voice of the diaspora has to be heard, and therefore I invite Bwana George Mudachi.
Thank you, except I'm not George Mudachi. I am still George. We share a name. George Mudachi is my namesake. He's a youth that is going to help me articulate some of these issues that diaspora is facing. If you came here on behalf of diaspora, this moment here is why you are here. This is a very serious topic. This is a serious moment, and I will ask for your indulgence in paying attention, in being listening, and I will also let you know that this is the section that is not timed. Therefore, I will have my good namesake, Mr. Mudachi, speaking about investment opportunities that can be articulated by diasporians in the interest of Kenya. After that, he will be followed by a young Turk, Brian Kibet. Will follow him to articulate some of the corporations that can really bring development to our country. I will then come back and combine the overall statement regarding how we as diasporians could benefit from you and could also give you back some benefit. Already you know the remittal. We will sing that word remittal until I don't know when, but it's being threatened. Those factors threatening remittals, I will come back and will articulate them. Without any further ado, you will hear me, Mr. Mudachi, the floor is yours, and then call Mr. Kibet to come.
Thank you. Azimio! I can't hear you. Azimio! Thank you. I'm going to be very brief, and I will leave the rest to Dr. Omburo. Before I continue, I want to take this opportunity to thank Governor Wycliffe Ambetsa Oparanya. Somebody talked about healthcare. Governor, you have done a very good job at Kakamega Referral Hospital. Thank you very much. I'm one of those people who was paying those 300,000, 400,000, but somebody told me, try Kakamega Referral Hospital. And when I tried, I don't pay even 2,000 shillings. So if you are here, you are paying those bills, go to Kakamega Referral Hospital. Those are some of the benefits of devolution that were brought about by His Excellency Prime Minister Raila Odinga. Briefly, Mr. Prime Minister, we are honored to have you here tonight, just a few months before you are sworn in as the 5th President of the Republic of Kenya. And the rest of the distinguished guests, we welcome you. I will not even read the speech. I just want to state that, Your Excellency, last year, Kenyans in the diaspora, they remitted close to 420 billion Kenya shillings. And these remittances keep growing and growing. We are not seeing any form of organized way of these investments and these inflows coming to Kenya. We need some proper investment policies, Your Excellency. We need proper legislation to guard against investments, losing our investments through impropriety. Mostly the Ministry of Lands. These diasporians are losing a lot of money through the Ministry of Lands. They are buying land, and we find that the land has been bought by 3 different people. And we don't even have time to follow up. We end up losing that land, Your Excellency. Bring up proper policies to guard our investment, and you are going to see those investments doubling. Lastly, Your Excellency, before you, we have got very smart brains. We have doctors, we have lawyers, we have engineers, we have academicians. I know you are going to be sworn in on the 9th of August. You are going to take over. Please remember these people in your government. Thank you very much. I want to welcome Brian Kilong, please.
Thank you, George. And thank you, everyone. Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable Martha Karua, governors present, professor. I'm talented with a voice if I decide to shout, my brother. But for those who can't hear me, let me speak louder. Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable Martha Karua, Dr. Sally Koskei, governors present, Professor Mtua, distinguished the Honorable one. And ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. This afternoon, I come here honored to speak to the next government about one thing and one thing only. This, Mr. Prime Minister, is a very unique constituency that comes here not to ask for what you can do for them, but what we can do together. And in the words of J.F. Kennedy in 1961, he said, "Ask not what you can do for your country, but what you can do for your country." Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. Pardon me. So right here, we are not coming here with a begging bowl. We are coming here with quality that we want to give back to our country. We are here to cooperate, not to beg. I've been asked by the committee to speak about one thing, which is jobs. This is not rocket science. This is not genius stuff. This is basic stuff. Law of supply and demand. We have a country that has a surplus of labor, a surplus of experts in Kenya. We have a country here that has a deficit of labor and experts. It goes without saying that we can supply that labor. Our detractors say that, what about brain drain? I'm saying the fact that we have people with PhDs, people with master's degrees, riding border borders as my number, that is enough brain drain. If we can take those experts and come to this country, there will be a value to their families and a value to the country. Most of the money that we send back home goes to healthcare and basic stuff like food. Where is the gap? How can our money go back to Kenya and help the country? Because I said we do not come here with a begging bowl, we come here with solutions. I have a solution. I propose solution number 1, vote Raila. Raila is a diasporan. Raila lived abroad. First by circumstance, second by choice. I don't know the order, sir, but you know the order better. You have lived away from home. You know the opportunities and you know the challenges. If we form policies with government, the US already has formed policies. It says it wants experts in healthcare, wants experts in agriculture, and it wants experts in IT. We have a surplus of that. The only gap we have is leadership. If we get it right, we can change our country from poverty into prosperity. I will not tire this audience with a long speech. I will cut it short. But I want to promise this, that the team here is formulating a document that we will present to you after your inauguration. You are speaking here with people who have the capacity, and the expertise to present that document to you for implementation. Thank you so much, all of you, for listening to me.
You heard that, did you? Was it clear? Let me summarize. Diminishing return from remittals. Our children will no longer remit the amount of money we are currently doing. We are happy we are now sending billions. It will be no more. How do we recover that? You tell me. We have surplus of IT. The new technology allows you to work from the comfort of your home. Why can't that home be Kenya? Why can't those punching keyboards? You tell me. We have surplus of IT. The new technology allows you to work from the comfort of your home. Why can't that home be Kenya? Why can't those punching... You heard that, did you? Was it clear? Let me summarize. Diminishing return from remittals. Our children will no longer remit the amount of money we are currently doing. We are happy we are now sending billions. It will be no more. How do we recover that? You tell me. We have surplus of IT. The new technology allows you to work from the comfort of your home. Why can't that home be Kenya? Why can't those punching keyboards be our own youth in Kenya? Who can facilitate that? It's the government. Are we together? Now we work with people who go to Caribbean for 3 months and they are working. They are in Caribbean for 3 months and they are working. We want them to be in Kenya for 3 months and they are working. That is a new tourism. Is someone listening here? Professor. I have my professor here too. Where is she? Oh, she's gone. We need to have outward thinking. Thinking out of the box. Immigration is no more. There will be no mass movement coming here to America. You will be asked, what are you going to do in America that you cannot do in your country? Already the UK is exporting people to Rwanda. Did you hear that? So who tells you that more people will be going to the UK? You go to UK, you will end up in Rwanda and maybe take a bus home. Are we together on that? India, this section I said is untimed. We are writing a policy here that will govern our Ministry of Diaspora that will articulate the issues that concerns diaspora. There's a lot of money here that we need to send home. There's a lot of development opportunities here that we need to send home. We need companies to employ our youth in doing programming. India is doing that already. Why can't Kenya do that? Let me ask you, if we articulated the monetary exchange, what we call M-Pesa, really, why can't we do programming and employ our youth and they punch keyboards in Nairobi and instead of wheelbarrows? They will no longer be pushing wheelbarrows. They will be pushing keyboards, working for Mark, working for T-Mobile, working for these phone companies. There was a time when you call for service, the person who says hello is based in India. Why can't that person be based in Nairobi? We can do that. We can do that if we have think tanks. And this is the time when I say, Jacob, the quality of the people that are surrounding you these days are good. They are good thinking. They will help us. And I can tell the audience that two people who have one goal, that is a better Kenya, even though the path they may have been taking was parallel, but eventually in this house, in this time, they are together. What can stop them? What can stop them? They love Kenya as their number one mission. The aspiration of Kenya was their mission. They may have taken different paths how to achieve or how to end there. But now their path has converged into one. We want what? We want development. So I've talked about things that we want to do for our country. Now let us hear things we want our country to do for us. Are we together? Otherwise, I will not hear the last of it. Yes. As diasporians, we are being hostile in Saudi Arabia countries, killing maids that go to work there to seek job. We want policies that protect them, and instead of bringing bodies, they are also doing remittals. We want those bodies to be stopped. We no longer will accommodate bodies being brought back home in body bags, and the government is not doing anything. We have a diasporian friend in the House, in the state, in the White House, in the State House, that will protect anybody working from outside. So our mission right now, as we stand, as we are here, is to expand what it is that we will replace our importance in the diaspora. Otherwise, Jacob, I wish you well. We will always work hard for you. We will always be there for you until you achieve it. And the quality of people surrounding you are the best, and they are friends of diaspora. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Bwana Oburu. And we don't want to waste a lot of time because we have many speakers. But there are a few things that I have to mention. Because of the fire code, we ask that you find a seat and sit down. We cannot be all, some people are standing on the side, so there are seats. Please find a place and sit down. Secondly, we also want to honor those who came from far and wide. So if I ask people from North Carolina, Mko, I want to hear Tuko. North Carolina, are you here? South Carolina, wako? New York? New Jersey? Delaware? Virginia? Maryland? Texas? Richmond? Wapi pengine? Kama nimesahau nikumbushe. PA? Colorado? Nikisahau na kuomba mniambie. And one more thing. I know so many of you have questions that you want to ask. There will be two people who are going to walk around with baskets. Please put your question in the basket, and then at the time we have a Q&A, somebody will definitely represent you and read the question. We cannot bring the questions to the podium. We cannot take them to our honorable guest, but I kindly ask that you write your questions down and somebody will come around and get them. So this time I would like to invite Miss Ann Kariuki. As we all say, I believe that mwanamke ndio mwanzo na mwisho, not only kwa nyumba, katika nchi. Tunasema if you educate the woman, you educate the whole nation, because it takes a home to build a nation. So at this time, our woman representative, Ann Kariuki, please come and take the mic and represent us.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me? Your Excellency, Prime Minister Benbow. What first morning? Okay, thank you. Is it better? Okay, all right. His Excellency, Prime Minister Raila Odinga and his delegation of protocols observed. We are very happy to have you this Sunday afternoon. We are honored and we are blessed. So why am I here? I'm here to talk about the women in the struggle. We talk about the second liberation, and we talk like that much, like the way people say, oh, he served 10 years of jail, but nobody really knows how was it in jail. So I want to give you snippets of how it was during that time. And I'm talking about the women. The men we know His Excellency, his case is unique. So I will dwell on the women. And I'm glad that Honorable Martha Karua is here because the examples will touch on her, and she gave me permission to mention your name. Is that so? So I will start from the beginning. There were many women. This was after 1991 when Section 2A was repealed and we got the multi-party. And people thought that just because the repeal was done, that space was created, democratic space was created. It was not. That is where the change again began. And now we start from the beginning. The first Kamkunji rally, which had over 500,000. We were there. I was there. Honorable Martha Karua was there, and a lady called Beatrice Nduta, an advocate, was there. And I remember that morning, we were with the late Andrew Gumba, who was a mayor, and Steve Mwangi, who also became a mayor, but he also passed away. And we remember we went to Ajip House. That was my first time to meet Mr. Jaramogi Odinga face to face. He was larger than life. So he looked at us. They spoke very briefly, and then he said he'll be coming once he gets the signal. He'll be coming to Kamkunji. Then he looked at us. We were two ladies, two girls then, myself and Nduta. He looked at us, then called the youth and told the youth, please take care of these girls. We got to Kamukunji. We don't know what happened. Stone throwing started. Those youth just threw us on the floor. We were lying on the ground and they covered us. Because people were committed. People were fighters. People were determined. They were prepared to die if they could save us. And we eventually got to the dais and found Honorable Martha Karua was already in the dais. And then it was a man's world. So men were speaking, and Honorable Karua kept saying, I'm going to speak. I'm going to speak. And we were saying, how are you going to speak? He said, I'll grab that microphone. I thought she was joking. So out of the blue, she grabbed the microphone and addressed the nation. There were over 500,000 people. Even the lady Jaramogi Odinga was shocked. She just looked in shock. So we all mesmerized, but she spoke. What did that do? She was creating a space for women and a voice for women. Makofi kwa Martha Karua. And to show that it was a man's war, she could not stand on the 4 tickets, so she had to stand on a DP ticket. And this story is not about Martha's life. It's about women in the struggle. There were many. There were ordinary mothers, the mothers who camped at Uhuru Park because their sons were serving jail terms on Flinsby ground. There was Wangari Maathai. There was Wamboyo Otieno. What? It's okay. Sorry. So then Martha invites her for a workshop in her Gichugu constituency as a member of parliament. I remember we found the place closed and the GSU set on us. We were beaten. Baba can testify he was looking for us in the morning to find out our health. Then we had the mothers who camped. I remember going to Honorable Karua's office, and she told me women had been beaten the ones at the park, and we went to hospital to see them. There was Wamboyo Otieno who came in heavily bandaged. So what I'm trying to say, there were women in the struggle. And as we do this final push, we need to remember also the women there, the lawyers who represented the accused person, because they were holding the accused persons incommunicado. So we were there saying we are representing them in court and going to see them in prisons committee. They did not know they had been represented and they were being set free on bail. So I want to acknowledge those women who are there, and I know even Baba knows them firsthand because he was also there. So thank you so much, the women of Kenya who are in the struggle. And before I end, since this is Baba's day, it's not my day, I want everybody, look at your neighbor. Who is your neighbor? Tell your neighbor, okay, repeat after me. Maybe it's class time. Say after me, neighbor. We owe His Excellency Raila Amolo Odinga a debt of gratitude for his sacrifices. Asanteni sana. God bless you.
Thank you, Mama Ann Kariuki. That was special. Yes, we owe a debt of gratitude. Asante sana. Before we bring our delegation from Kenya to speak, I also want to say, watu wa Massachusetts, Boston, mko? Mko? I want to say that I am also very honored. I'm humbled to actually be here and be your MC, to be also speaking in front of this wonderful, honorable guest. Your Excellency, sijui kama unanikumbuka, but when I was in my early days here in America, I opened the dance floor with you in Boston, Massachusetts. Kitambo, I was performing there with Jabali Africa. And I have also known my dear friend Alfred Mutua. He is my good friend. Nilimtumia email kitambo nikamwambia nisaidie bwana, hii mambo ya makaratasi inanishida. That was then. And it was long time ago. I don't think he remembers me. So therefore, today, I'm coming here to say, I wrote a poem dedicated to the Honorable Your Excellency Raila Amolo Odinga. But this is because you have also touched my heart. And after this, I'm going to invite Governor Oparanya to lead us for the speakers to speak. So as I do my poem, Governor Oparanya will be ready to come and introduce the Kenyan delegation. Wakenya mko? Wakenya mko? Now I say Azimio, I want to say inawezekana. Azimio? Azimio! Hadithi. Nipe kiti nikunong'onezee. Kuna watu na viatu. Kuna wakusema na yule wakutenda. Baba hasemi tu, yeye hutenda. Toka mwaka 1980, Baba alitia mwito kuwakilisha haki na za ungwana, kuwa mbele sio nyuma katika mapambano ya kisiasa, kusimama wima mbele ya Goliath bila kutikisika, kupigwa vita vya nje na ndani, vya kimwili na kiroho, mpaka kutiwa gerezani. Na bado moyo uligonga wapi? Kenya. I want everybody to say moyo uligonga? Moyo uligonga? Ni binadamu yupi awezaye kula kucheka na maadui zake? Ni yule ana ujasiri aliyetengenezwa kwa chuma, mwenye roho ya dhahabu na bado roho inagonga Kenya. Ni yule aliyejitolea kufa kupona, kutetea haki za wananchi wote bila ukabila, iwe Mtaita, Mkamba, Mkisii, Mkikuyu, Mmasai, Mjaluo, Mluya, Mhindi, wote wale kweli wahenga walinena waliposema kizuri chajiuza, kibaya chajitembeza. Ndio pasa tukafanya kwenye kuwa na handshake, kwani baba ana kivumbi cha masapoti. Tumenyimwa kwenda kufika Israeli, lakini safari hii nobody can stop reggae. Barabara iko shwari, njia imefunguliwa. Musa kagonga mwamba, bahari imetawanyika. Pita tu baba, pole pole, twende tu hapo tu hadi kilele. Kwani kutoka bahara Hindi tupande mlima Taita, tushuke kwenye majani chai hadi ziwa Victoria, twa kuomba dua. Mungu akuweke, akufiche, akulinde, akuangazie, mwishowe akupe kiti cha uraisi, tukuite Raisi Raila Amolo Odinga. Asante! Asante sana! Asante sana Governor Oparanya. Jamani, safari hii ni safari yako, tafadhali njoo uongee na tueleze wa Kenya kile kilichotuleta hapa. Karibuni, asanteni sana. Makofi wa Kenya. Please don't forget, if you have a question, we are going to send something around so you can put your question in a basket or in something that will pass around so that you can definitely have your questions heard or your voices can be heard. Asanteni.
Wakenya mjambo. Amjambo tena. Azimio. Azimio. I'm not going to follow the protocols. Of course, you know His Excellency Raila Odinga and most of my colleagues that have accompanied him. I know you people want to listen to Raila Odinga. So I will be very, very brief. Since you have raised quite a number of issues, I hope he's going to address the issues that you have raised. So I don't want to add anything more, but to introduce my colleagues who are here. I will give a chance to just a few, 3 or 4, to say jambo. Then I invite Baba. We have members of parliament here. We have Robert Mbui. Robert Mbui is MP for Kadhiani, Machakos County. We have Honorable Richard Tongi, MP, Nyaripari Chache, Kisii. We have MP Sabina Chege, MP Muranga County. We have Mama Esther Pasaris, MP Nairobi County. Nairobi County. And then we have Senator Moses Kajwang, Senator Homa Bay, Uko Mapambano, the other brother of the head, Mapambano. And then we have MP Kanchari Memusi, my friend. MP Kajiado Central, Kajiado County. I think I'm over with the MPs. So I will call upon 2 MPs just to say jambo on behalf of the rest. Honorable Tonki is also the chair of the Security and Foreign Affairs Committee, the National Assembly. 1 minute, please.
Azimio, Your Excellency Opishoti in protocol. My name is Richard Nyagaka Tongi. Because of time, I don't want to say more than it is necessary. It's not my day, it's Papa's day. But I want to mention, Your Excellency, that the issues the people in the diaspora have concerning migration and passport issues, we are addressing it as a community of parliament, members of parliament in my committee, we are addressing it. And yesterday, Your Excellency, I mentioned to you that I'm going to church. And while I was in church, they gave me a Bible which I am meant to deliver to you. But I think because of time, I will not give it. Now I will bring it to your room. These people are praying for you. If you are not going to vote for Papa, you can call home and inform people that we have decided as a country, as the world, that Papa will be the president of Kenya in the month of August. Asanteni sana.
Next is Mheshimiwa. Thank you very much, Mheshimiwa Robert Mbui.
Azimio hoye! Yeah, I also wanted to mention that I'm the deputy leader of the minority in the Kenya National Assembly, courtesy of the Right Honorable Baba. Your Excellency, I have noted that when you listen to the issues that have been raised here, the Kenyans in the diaspora, they know the problems of our country almost as much as some of the people back at home, maybe even more. That tells me that east or west, home is. And you know, I wanted to tell you, even in Kenya, when you go north, south, east, and west, there's one choir. We are saying, Baba is there. Baba is there. And Oparanya, please allow me to just mention that when I came here, I didn't know what to expect. But when the prayers were said, and someone prayed against tribalism, against corruption, against theft, I knew that the next president is definitely going to be the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mheshimiwa. Next last to close that chapter is Mheshimiwa Sabina Cheke.
Thank you very much. Good evening. Azimio, unajua mimi ni mwanasiasa, nataka kuona salamu hivi. Asante sana. I'm very grateful, Your Excellency Baba the Fifth, for giving us an opportunity to come and meet Kenyans. I'm also happy to see that even here at DC that you love Baba. I have also come to confirm that from Central Kenya, for the first time in the history of Kenya, we are going to vote for Baba. And also, I also want to confirm, I've heard many things about healthcare. I stand as the chair of health at the National Assembly, and many of the issues that you have raised, I've taken notes. We're already addressing some of them, and especially accessibility. We have UHC in the country, and as Baba will tell you, we have a proper plan to implement UHC through Baba Care. So everything is going to be taken care of. We are going to have Baba Care, okay? Secondly, I want to invite all of you. I know once you come out here, you gain a lot of experience. With Baba's presidency, we are going to have open doors for you to come back and share with us the vast knowledge that you have acquired from here so that Kenya is going to be a better country. We love you. We welcome you. Kindly call somebody back home. Even if it's 1 or 2 votes, tell them Baba is going to be there. Fifth. Baba is going to be there. Na mpokee salamu kutoka kwa Mama Ngilu na wamama wa Kenya. Sisi wamama wote tumesema tuko nyuma ya Baba kwa sababu we want change and we want Kenya to be one. Thank you very much and enjoy your evening. We love you so much. Asanteni.
Thank you, Sabina Cheke. I want also to acknowledge the staff that joined us, staff from the office of the Fifth, led by Dennis Onyango. If you are somewhere, just wave on your staff wetu. And then I want also to recognize John Mahina, the diaspora coordinator, is here. There he is. He works in the office of the Fifth. And then we have Shabal, Sulman Shabal, a businessman.
Yes. Mombasa.
The other day, for the unity of our party, he stood down to support Baba and let the other friend of his continue to look for governorship of Mombasa. Now, I want now to invite I want also to recognize our Permanent Secretary Charles Hinga, Permanent Secretary in charge of housing, the most senior civil servant in this house. Now, I want now to recognize Senator Kajwang, Homa Bay. I want to give you a chance because you speak on behalf of the senators. You are the only senator around here. So speak on behalf of your colleagues.
Thank you very much, Governor Oparanya, Your Excellency, the Fifth President. and to Kenyans living in the United States of America. Hamjambo. The young man who spoke on behalf of the youth, he caught my attention. He said many things, but there's something that caught my attention. And it is something that Baba has been passionate about, and it's something that in our conversations we've been looking for solutions to it. The gig economy is contributing close to 30,000 jobs in Kenya today. It is almost as big as AGOA. We think that AGOA is the biggest partnership with the US. The gig economy powered by IT seems to be the bigger one. But why is it that when I come to the US, I pay Uber 6 times more than what I pay in Kenya? It means the Kenyan Uber driver is under-provisioned, is underpaid, and is probably on the verge of exploitation. We want to encourage the gig economy because it has a potential of creating employment for our young people. But we want our young people to get decent jobs and jobs that can pay well. I think the young man who spoke for many of you here and spoke for many Kenyans who are struggling to make a living. Finally, Baba has given us very clear instructions that the next Kenya must be a digital and knowledge-based economy. And I can tell you that tuko tayari kufikisha serikali kama hiyo. Nione kura ya Baba ambayo iko hapa Washington DC. Asanteni sana.
Asante sana, Senator. Next is Professor Makau Mutua. This man is doing many things for Baba and the entire team. I know you know him very well.
Yes.
He has been living here for a long, long time. To you, Professor.
Thank you, Governor Oparanya. Amjambo jamani. When I was coming in here today and I saw all of you, I knew that I was home. Because you know I'm one of you. Amen. And I'm one of you in the campaign for Baba the Fifth. Amen. Okay, so you know that when we capture state power on August the 9th this year, you will be represented in that government. You know that. And you've seen John Minor here. But let me just say one or two things. First thing I want to say is that they say that the darkest hour is always before dawn. Today, Kenya is at an inflection point. An inflection point is a moment of danger, a moment of great trepidation, a moment of foreboding. And you know what I'm talking about? The choice that we are facing on August the 9th is a historic choice. I cannot remember of any time in our history when the choice for president of that country was so clear. It is black and white. You can choose to vote for Renaissance, or you can choose to take us down the path of Armageddon. The choice is clear. We know our opponent. We know what he has done to that country. And we know what we represent. We represent hope. We represent opportunity. So that no matter where a Kenyan was born, whether it's in Mandera, whether it's in Kiambu, that they will have the same opportunity in that country as everyone else. We seek to create a state that embraces, not that pushes away. A caring state. We seek to create what I've called a human rights state. A state that cares for each and every one of us. I've heard people speak here with complete conviction. Adam Walago, I remember you. I remember you when you came to America. Okay? And I honor you. I honor everyone. I say thank you very much. Please vote on August the 9th for Baba the 5th.
Thank you, Professor Makau Mutua, for those few comments. And now I want to invite a colleague that I really respect, former civil servant, former member of parliament, former cabinet minister, Dr. Sally Koski.
Hamjambo. Hamjambo tena. Azimio. Azimio. Kweli eh? Sawa, hata sisi tuko. I'm very pleased to be, thank you by the way for your flattering introduction. Thank you. I will not let it go into my head, but I'll keep it in my heart. Thank you. We have listened to you. I certainly have taken a lot from you and wished that long time ago, when I was a student here, there was such an organization to lead us and to at least inform us of what was going on at home. You are so many miles ahead of what we had in those days. So ahead that you know already that we are going to have a president on the 9th of August who is sitting here with us. And I'm pleased to tell you, as my colleague said here, we have come a long way. I just remembered the other day when you formed ODM, I was member number 7. I believed in you then, I still do, and I can say quite clearly that from the looks in the political terrain, we have a president with us. I don't want to give you my views. I will just remember one thing I picked from here. I've picked up a lot of things, but the thing that struck me was that we don't want to push wheelbarrows. We want to push keyboards.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
We want to push keyboards, and we have the person who has the ability to drive us there. Someone else said that we owe him a great debt of gratitude. I know this because most of you probably do not know, or you know that the whole effort to change that constitution and allow even for dual citizenship came from Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. We shall never stop saying thank you, but let me encourage you that we are working hard, very, very hard. We don't take anything for granted, but we are working very hard to ensure that our candidate is the next president of Kenya. Thank you very much.
Asante sana, Daktari. Now I want to give, there are only 2 remaining. I want to give a chance to my colleague, James Ongwae, Governor Kisi, and also she is the Vice Chair of Council of Governors. We are both of us serving the 2nd term, and he also sits on the Presidential Campaign Board.
Thank you very much, my brother. Ndugu zangu kutoka Kenya, mjambo. Inawezekana. The 5th. Thank you very much. I am delighted to be here with you today and to have come with a man who has made me have a job. Because we would not have had evolution in Kenya without the 5th. He really has helped our country in the broader aspects of changing the way, the perspectives of our own country. Your Excellency, what you have done for this country, and I have a testimony here from Kisii. I have a young man here, John Ondieki. John, stand here. You are sitting next to Balozi. Come and stand here.
This young man, you have given him a direct ticket to stand for MP Bonchari. And he stays here in the US. Can we clap for him? And Your Excellency, there are many of them who came from the US, who came to participate in elections, and she is also there. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you. What this shows, Your Excellency, is endeavor. You have serious. You have another young man here called Balozi. I think he wants to stand next time. I think what we are telling you is that His Excellency here supports you, and when you come back to Kenya, whatever you are seeking in our own country, he will support your endeavor. Let me just say this, ladies and gentlemen, that what we see in the 5th, we see hope for a third republic. And the issues that you have mentioned here, whether it's health services, whether it's infrastructure, these are issues that he has taken care of. And I can tell you for free that he is going to ensure that they are all implemented. Let me finish, ladies and gentlemen, and say that, and I'm saying this without any equivocation, that on the 9th, we are going to have a new president, the 5th. Please show me with your hands that on the 9th, we are going to have the 5th. His Excellency Raila Molo. Raila Molo. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and be blessed.
Thank you, Governor, my friend Ongwae. Now, the last person on my list is someone you know very well, a lady who has stood firm when it comes to politics. Yeah? You know her. She's a party leader. She has been a cabinet minister. Martha Karua. Karibu.
Thank you. Azimio. Hamjamboni lakini. Wakenya wapendwa and Baba the 5th. It is my pleasure to be here this evening, and I've got a very brief message. It is not in doubt that Baba will be the 5th. But there is something you and me must do. We must make it an overwhelming win. It doesn't matter whether you are registered to vote in Kenya or not. You make calls to your loved ones every day. You've got more votes than the vote in your pocket. Reach out for those votes. Convince Kenyans that indeed there is no other choice but Baba the 5th. The difference between us as Mio and the competition is like night and day. And in Kenya today, what we have is a deficit of good leadership. Uongozi bora. And that is what we are looking for. We are looking for a team leader who can be trusted, a person who has been tried and tested, a person who has been consistent and passionate in fighting for the rights of Kenyans. There is no other person in the race except Baba the 5th. So we need to get out there with conviction, fetch all the votes in the next 90 days, because we have exactly 90 days, May, June, and July. We've got to make it a landslide. We will have done two things. We will have set the stage to complete the uncompleted business of reform, and we will also have laid down the ghost of disputed elections by having an overwhelming win. Over to you, dear compatriots. Let's do this together. Asanteni.
stay on back with demand, I want to invite my colleague Suleiman Jabal as a serious businessman. Who is part of the presidential campaign team. 1 minute.
Wakenya hoi! Oye! Nyinyi mmekuwa wazungu bwana. Semeni Kiafrika. Wakenya hoi! Oye! Baba hoi! Oye! I'm standing here as somebody from the diaspora. I was in the diaspora for 25 years. And I went back home and I've seen many Kenyans who've gone back home, and I have not yet found a Kenyan who went home and regretted. Of course, the first few days, lakini we live in very interesting times. We live in very, very interesting times. Professor today said that we live at an inflection point, a time of great risk, but it's also a time of great opportunity if we elect the right leaders. I like to hang around Professor. It makes me look automatically more intelligent. Now, there are some very interesting statistics that I just wanted to point out. Because like I said, I'm from the diaspora and I'm also mtu alorudi nyumbani. And what we can say, and what the statistics are saying, 89% of the diaspora are below 55 years. 89%. 57% are married, and 31% are single. So those of you who are single, marry a Kenyan. Okay. Now the opportunity that we have is that the diaspora today remits back $3 billion a year to Kenya. $3 billion, and that contributes to 3% of Kenya's GDP. Okay, now the question is, World Bank statistics are saying that is only 5% of the disposable income of Kenyans abroad. So where's the other 95% going? It's being deposited here in American banks, earning you 0.5%. Meanwhile, Kenya is borrowing at 6.85%. So obviously it makes sense for that money to go back home. So today I was talking to Baba and I was telling him that what is important for us is, number one, we have to set up a diaspora bank. Yes, Leo. And we were waiting until after elections, but then I've decided we're going to do it before elections. Sinisawa hiyo. Kabisa. And the reason for that is that Kenyans abroad need proper investment opportunities that are properly structured, that are safe, that give good returns. Si ni kweli hiyo? And right now, we're not getting it. That's why we need to do that. We need to amend the Kenyan tax laws to make it easier for Kenyans to invest back home without double taxation. We need to set up a diaspora insurance scheme, because too many times Kenyans are dying and we have to do harambes to send them back home. Correct? There are 4 million passports out there today. Now, if each passport holder paid only $10 more, it would set up a fund of $40 million that will serve Kenyans abroad. Si inawezekana? We need to provide legal support for Kenyans abroad. Some of them get into problems. Some of them are fired and they leave their benefits behind and they cannot get them. It can be done. Inawezekana. Yeah. We want to set up a marketing company that will market Kenyans with skills that are marketable abroad. The Filipinos are doing it. Why can't we do it? And finally, we want to see how we can help more Kenyans come out here. Na sisi tunajua kwa nyinyi mnaishi huku nje, nyumbani wanafikiria ujamaa anaishi Ulaya, he's got a lot of money. Si ni kweli? but we're struggling day to day. But we're making a huge contribution to our country, and our country thanks you. And I'm standing here today committed to working with Baba to make sure he gets elected, because this is a man with ideas. This is a man with the drive to make it happen. This is a man who can change our country. So I want to echo again Martha Karua's words. You may not be able to vote, but you have thousands and thousands of votes behind you. So all these ideas that we're talking about, as Nkrumah once said, seek ye first the political kingdom and all else shall follow. Correct? So tupeleke Baba State House tumalize maneno. Na kumalizia hapa, Pastor Sheila alisimama hapa kaomba uzuri sana.
Noraya Lagat.
Join us on the campaign trail. But then I saw, lakini sasa huyu mama anaomba kwa kizungu. Huko nyumbani kweli itafaa hiyo? Azimio has gone international. So on that happy note, hebu nione mkono wa baba hapa, mkono wa baba. Asanteni sana, mbarikiwe nyote. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can see that's a serious businessman.
Yes.
And it was important that I give him a chance to speak. Since nobody is going to introduce me, but he's unemployed, that's what he said. Since nobody is going to introduce me, I want to introduce myself last. My name is Wycliffe Ambesa Oparanya. Unajua hiyo? Wycliffe Ambesa Oparanya is the governor, first governor of Kakamega County. Through the courtesy of Baba, I also sit on the Presidential Advisory Council, and I also chair the Coalition Executive Council, and I'm also the Deputy Party Leader of ODM, the largest party in East and Central Africa. Unaona hiyo yote? So, ladies and gentlemen, it is amazing today. And I want to thank the conveners of this meeting that you have done a good job to bring all Kenyans. And I know Kenyans, you came here to listen to Baba as your incoming 5th President of the Republic of Kenya. But remember, those of you I met before, I was Minister for Planning. And wherever I used to come here, 10 years ago, there were all lamentations about all citizenship, what we are not doing as a government, and sometimes I could even avoid some of you. But today is amazing. It's amazing in that you have talked what you can do for Kenyans. You need proper investment policies. You can create jobs for Kenyans through the ICT and so on. I'm really happy that your viewpoint has really changed. And that's the way to go if we have to help Raila Odinga to be the 5th President of the Republic of Kenya. And I'm very certain that this is a man that have worked together since 2002 when I became Member of Parliament for the last 20 years. And I know what he can do and what he cannot do. And I don't want to talk about it here. It will take me the whole day. Otherwise, I want now to take this opportunity, all of you to stand, so that we can now welcome Raila Amolo Odinga to speak to us.
Okay.
Haya, before Baba speaks, na watoto wawili, 2 little girls, one to offer flowers to Baba. Baba will speak from the podium, he will not come down, so the flowers can be given out the podium with Noraya and Joy. Now that's
Hamjambo. Hamjambo tena. Thank you very much. I have been sitting here and listening to those who have spoken before here, and I felt that I was in a party somewhere. I'm very delighted to be back again here in Washington, D.C. The last time I was here, it's about 2 years ago. We came here in February of 2020 with President Uhuru Kenyatta for the prayer breakfast here. And President Moi passed on when we were here in DC. And President Uhuru Kenyatta had to rush back home, leaving me here. I went to via Addis Ababa, AU, and back home. We buried Moi, and thereafter, COVID started. Since that time, it has not been possible to come back to this country up to now. Now, as fate would have it, as I was planning to come back here, again, the third president passed on. The second president passed on when I was here. The third president passed on when I was coming here. And therefore I have to cut short my trip again to go back and bury President Mwai Kibaki. But that is fate. All the same, we are happy to meet all of you again here today and to see a new spirit among the Kenyan diaspora, the United States. At the moment, I want to tell you that we are having serious challenges back at home. You know that the COVID has been with us for the last 2 years. It has brought a lot of suffering, devastated the economy. Some businesses have collapsed. There are a lot of problems. Secondly, the war in Ukraine, thousands of kilometers away from our borders, it's also having a very major negative effect on our economy. As we know that Kenya exports tea, coffee, cut flowers, fruits, and so on to those destinations. So at the moment, we are actually losing a market of over $100 million because of that. And then there's, of course, the drought. And as a result of all these prices of essential commodities like unga, like gasoline, and so on have gone up. But Kenyans are actually feeling the weight. That is what is there right now, but Waswahili wanasema ati baada ya dhiki. Yeah. We are also now, as you have also all said here, facing an election in just about 90 days' time. And as you know, we are representing here a movement which is called Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition. One of the biggest coalition that has ever been assembled together in our region, very close to what we call NAC. Azimio has brought together 25 different political parties. And all these parties together and real manifesto and a program for change in our country. All that we want is a peaceful campaigns. We want a peaceful campaign and peaceful elections. So far, things have moved smoothly up to where we are, barring a very nasty accident, an incident, recently somewhere in Osingishu. When we went to attend a funeral of a friend of mine, late Mr. Kibor. And then some goons were hired. And those goons actually wanted to kill us. Okay? And the attack was vicious. Why not for just the actions of the police officers? The damage could have been much more devastating. You saw what they did to our choppers and so on. But it was something that was properly planned. The police managed to arrest 15 goons that evening with bundles of money that had been given and weapons that we were supposed to use. Unfortunately, we did not go at the time they expected us to go there. I received information early in the morning that they had been hired to go there and come and heckle me and then attack me at the funeral. I decided to go when the funeral service was over. The people were burying. Now our adversaries have tried very many things. They came up with first a very divisive ideology of that, it is the rich versus the poor, the dynasties versus the hustlers. But that itself has not changed. Then they now came up with what they call bottoms up. I'm expert in political demagoguery. But as you know, a demagogue can actually cause a lot of harm to a country. I know, I lived in Germany for a long time. And I came there after just about 15 years of Hitler's devastation. Hitler came out during the period of depression. And he came out and said that he had the solution to the German problems. Give me 10 years, and I will give you a new Germany. Yes, in 10 years he gave them a new Germany. It was the Germany that they could not recognize. It was in ruins. It was in ruins. And of course, he was coming up with all sorts of slogans. Esh Arya, the pure Aryan race. And Germany that will be able to conquer the rest of the world, and so on. So he was able to inspire people to destruction. You know what Idi Amin did to Uganda? You know what Jan Badel Bokassa, the last empire, did to Central African Republic? So I think this is a kind of experiment that we must try to avoid. We and Azimio are certain and sure that barring any very serious catastrophe, victory is on the side of Azimio La Umoja. I've been saying, our country has had two liberations. The first liberation ended the colonial rule and brought political independence to our country after many years of colonial subjugation. Then, after that, a new independent regime came into the country, but through a succession of amendments to the Constitution, they established a very authoritarian dictatorial system where the people came, which brought a lot of suffering to our people. Few Kenyans are again to go back to the trenches to struggle for a second liberation. That came after many years of struggle. The second liberation came through the promulgation of a new constitution, the new democratic constitution in 2010. But then that still was still enough. We have a new constitution, but Kenyans are not happy. That's why. Because you have not been able to address the issues that made Kenyans first to go to the trenches to fight against colonialism. I was present when they were struggling. And they were saying that we want Mzungu to leave, the African government to take over, to enable us to fight against three major enemies of our people: ignorance, poverty, and disease. 50, 80 years down the road, those enemies are still there. Some of them have even become stronger. And that's when listening to you people here, issues that you've been addressing here are all have lot to do with those three major enemies of our people. And the founders of our nation had a dream, a Kenyan dream, like they talk here, this kind of the American dream. The Kenyan dream, you find it in our national anthem. Lord, bless this land of ours. Justice be our shield and defender. We dwell in unity, peace and liberty. Plenty be found within our borders. That's the Kenyan dream. One, a God-fearing nation. That's why you started here with prayer. But the national anthem itself is a prayer. God bless the land of ours. Justice be our shield and defender. Justice can only be a shield and defender if there is democracy in a country. May we dwell in unity, peace and liberty. Unity, people are united. There's no discrimination on the basis of race, of ethnicity, of religion, of gender, of age. People are all equal in unity, peace and liberty. Peace is not just the absence of war. A hungry person is not a peaceful person. Peace and unity, people are united, and liberty. But more importantly, plenty be found within our borders. Plenty be found within our borders. That means a prosperous nation, a developed nation, where people live in prosperity. Nobody sleeps without food, hungry. Nobody sleeps in the streets without shelter. Every child has opportunity to get education. And anybody who is well sick can get proper medical attention. That's where we are. And in the Bible, the country where there's plenty is called, that's what that's the Canaan I'm saying, I'm telling you. That's the Canaan. That Canaan is in our national anthem, is the part of the Kenyan dream. Canaan. But all that plenty was not going to drop like manna from heaven. It was going to be created through the sweat and toil of the Kenyan people. So challenge the Kenyan people, give them opportunity to make that wealth. Our people can create that wealth. And that's why we're saying we want to fight against these three major enemies of our people. And that's why we are saying, yes, through opportunities. First, in terms of the enemy, number one, ignorance. Each and every child born in our country shall get equal opportunity irrespective of socio-economic status of the parents, to get quality education from nursery, primary, secondary, tertiary, up to university level, depending on their God-given abilities. And once they've been trained properly and acquired the skills, they should be able to acquire meaningful jobs where they can be able to earn proper salaries to be able to transform their socio-economic status and support their parents. Not being told, kazi ni kazi, sukuma wilbara. Hello? Hello? Are we together? That's what you say. And then you also say that those who want to do businesses should get opportunity to do business through access to capital, where they don't have to pay any interest for 7 years until those businesses are mature. Kenyans can do it. And we're saying we also want to help our women to do business properly. In terms of agriculture, introduce smart agriculture, which is more rewarding. Make water available so that people do not have to depend on rain-fed agriculture. We can do this in very many ways. We can do it by harvesting rainwater, constructing dams and ponds, so that when it rains, with floods, we can harvest that water and make it available during the drought, period of drought. And have also proper assistance, tractor services, seeds, fertilizers for our farmers, so that farming can be actually rewarding in our country. So that country can become self-sufficient in terms of food production. That is one area where we talk about. The other one is value addition to crops coming from agriculture through construction of industries, so that you do processing. You don't just have to be exporting raw materials to other countries for relief. That way you are exporting labor out of the country. That is something that we are talking about. In terms of enemy number 2, which is number 3, health. Yes, she mentioned this here. The other lady, we had talked about here. Health is talking about availability, accessibility, and affordability. It must not just be available, but it must be accessible. You're talking about maternal health care. If it is available, but it is 50 kilometers away, somebody will die before you reach there. So it needs to be nearer where people are. That's why we are talking about at least level 3 facility in each and every sub-county. Then you go there, you go to level 4, level 5, and then you have level 6 in each and every region. But not just that facilities are available there. There must be doctors, there must be nurses, and there must be medicine and facilities out there. And she gave another example of the high cost of healthcare, which people cannot afford. That's why we say the answer is Baba Care. Baba Care. Universal health care. Each and every Kenyan citizen, the children, the youth, the women, the elderly, all must be under health insurance scheme. Those who cannot pay the premium, the government will help them to pay. So that when they are sick, they can be able to afford Medicare, even if they don't have money. Then the other things is infrastructure. Bring the infrastructure closer. We talked already about water, roads, we talk about electricity. Bring it closer to the people and make it accessible and affordable. Right now, the cost of electricity per unit is 14 US cents. In Egypt, it's 4 cents. People cannot afford it. No wonder manufacturers are moving out and going to set up in Egypt and manufacturing there and then sending back to our markets. The other one, manufacturing has almost come to a standstill. Most factories which used to employ 200, 300, 1,000 people are all closed in industrial areas. They've been converted to warehouses, basically storing containers, carrying goods from China. We have exported our jobs to China. People are basically jobless. A few people are traders in our country. We must change this so that our people can be able to get employment. We are talking about textile. You begin from primary, grow cotton, as used to happen, and then have the textile industries. So you begin from the very beginning of raw materials, going up through the value chain to the finished product. That will also give a lot of employment for our people. So now I want to now look at the diaspora. The diaspora. The diaspora. And I've talked to people, and I'm always very frank when I'm talking to the diaspora because I've been part of you people. Sisi ni kama Waarabu wa Pemba. Najuana kwa vilemba. First, let me teach you people a bit. I was very disappointed during the recent voter registration exercise. I was all the time being pressed up. Number one, we want dual citizenship. Two, we want to vote. Want the right to vote. I made too much noise. When we were there at Thomas Bukenya, we would have Mother Karua here. We are delegates. We are talking on behalf of the diaspora. Professor Makau Mutua there. The diaspora should be allowed to have dual citizenship. Well, yeah. It was not easy. Not easy, but we pushed it until we got dual citizenship. I agree with you that we need to remove the other discriminating practice there, that you cannot become a diplomat if you are a dual citizen. That we will remove. Hiyo itatoka. Inawezekana. Well, I was disappointed that the whole of the United States of America, only 700 people registered as voters. I said, what a shame. What a shame. Shame on you. Next time, we'll try better. But now, but I know there is no excuses about that, because I know that in the DC area alone here, there are over 2,000 people resident here, and only 200 registered. The distance, don't talk about distance. Yes, no excuse. But I know what you guys want. The other services. That issue of opening up consular missions. That we will do. We'll open them. We have one in Minnesota. Have one in Texas. Have one in Chicago. Have one in Colorado. And so on and so forth. That is easy. That will be done. Okay? Now, the other one, the issue of getting the diaspora more connected to Kenyan economy. Because the remittances that are coming right now are basically remittances to help families. They're not really investments. And as Mr. Shabal had told you guys, partly it is the problem of the mistake is with the system there. The government creating proper investment opportunities for the diaspora. Yes. So that you can invest. An investment in Kenya earn you much more than an investment here in the United States. Yes. Bank here, they will give you 3% investment, and you can get 6, 8, 10% back in Kenya. And we require this investment. Kenya does not need aid. What we require is trade and investment. So we want to create a proper, attractive environment first for our own citizens to invest so that you can be able to reap more benefits out of those investments. Instead of going to go and beg for very expensive loans, short-term, highly expensive loans, high rates of interest, we can have this investment coming from our own citizens. So we are going to create an office for diaspora investment. Help protect your investments and opportunities, and you're going to be shown areas of proper investments. Anywhere you can invest. For example, you're trying to now start up again affordable housing scheme. Affordable housing, real housing scheme. The government has tried to create a housing fund through a housing levy. The trade unions actually opposed it, and that's why it was not done. We have now had a discussion with the COTU, and they have agreed. So the first thing we're going to do is to create a housing development levy. Then we will create a fund, a pool, in which we can be able to construct low-cost housing, high quality, and the diaspora can invest in those ones there, back in Kenya. That is going to be an opportunity for the diaspora to invest. So we are telling you people, be like the Jews. The Jews can be third, fourth, fifth generation American, but they're still Jews. And when the mother Israel is in distress, they all answer, they all call back. So this is what I'm telling you people, be like that. You're a Kenyan. Whether you're a fourth generation Kenyan here, whether your father came not on the Mayfair, but on the airlift. You're still a Kenyan. You're still a Kenyan, okay? Are we together? So that's why we want to work with you people together to build a new Kenya. The Kenya that we want to build is going to be a Kenya that cares for all her citizens, wherever they live, in Kenya and out of Kenya. And I'm saying, I'm not looking for followers. I'm looking for partners. People with whom we can partner to build the Kenya that our founding fathers wanted. Our founding fathers wanted that Kenya. They said we want a Kenya where everybody is equal, no discrimination. A Kenya where people share everything that they have. A Kenya where nobody sleeps hungry. A Kenya of opportunities, boundless opportunities. We have all those things in our country. Kenya is the cradle of mankind. All the fossils of humanoid species have been discovered in Kenya. We have got a lot of raw materials. So we are saying that Kenya does not need to be playing in the third league. Kenya needs to be playing in the first league. We do not want to be compared with the worst of the world. Oh, look at Somalia. Look at South Sudan. Look at Ethiopia. We are an island of peace in a sea of turmoil. No. Compare Kenya with Kenya's peers, Kenya's equals. At the time of independence in 1963, Kenya's economy was equivalent to that of South Korea. In terms of GDP, in terms of per capita income, in terms of levels of industrialization, in terms of levels of literacy, all the major economic indicators, Kenya and South Korea were equal. 58 years down the road, Korea's economy is 50 times bigger than that of Kenya. When I was Minister for Roads, I went to Korea to ask for assistance to give me equipment for road construction. They gave me $50 million of loan. And we bought equipment there, graders, excavators, tippers, compactors, all manufactured in Korea. Samsung is manufactured in Korea. Daewoo manufactured in Korea. Hyundai manufactured in Korea. We are still struggling to manufacture an igloo. Where did the rain begin to beat us? You see, where did the rain begin to beat us? We want to do now what we call leapfrogging, so that we can catch up with our peers like Korea. Don't compare us with these failed economies of the world here. Kenyans compare with the best of the best. That is the route we want to go. And we don't have time to waste. We don't want to have time to waste. We can run, and I'm confident we'll be able to catch up with our peers. And we begin by first and foremost inspiring our diaspora to come forward with us and work together with us. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Then now we have my last word is basically to tell you that when you are here, because the world has become a global village, you can reach Kenya, you can influence what's going on in Kenya on a daily basis. So we want you to be there on your internet, get to the internet, and communicate with the Kenyans. Supply information. Information is even better than the cash you're sending back to Kenya. Tell those Kenyans to believe in one Kenya. To believe in one Kenya irrespective of their ethnic backgrounds. Tell them not to look at each other, to look down upon other than a Kenyan, oh, that's just a woman. Which Kenyan was born by a man without a woman? Which one? See, iko Mkenya ambaye alikuwa ana baba kwa kazi ya uzazi, kazi ya mwanaume ni sekunde tu. Así. Miezi 9 mzima kama mama anahangaika, anashania hapo, mara nyingine kichwa na muuma, tumbo na muuma, hali yake mbaya, anatapika zaidi ya kuzaa utungu mingi, baadaye kunyonyesha mtoto mpaka mtoto anaanza kudema na kutembea, alafu baadaye unasema tu unamuke tu, pumbavu. We must respect our ladies. Give them the respect that they deserve. Ama sivyo? Ama sivyo? And that's why I talk about affirmative action to lift our women so that we can be able to play a role equal to that of our men. Mko tayari? Mko tuko pamoja? Azimio! 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 Asanteni sana.
Tusimame tupige makofi. Hai! Makofi hata. Asante. Your Excellency, asante sana. Vile umesema kuhusu wanawake ni kweli. Mwanamke ndio namba 1 na tunashukuru sana unatusupport. Asante, asante. Tukae chini tafadhali. Mheshimiwa, if you have a little bit of time, we only have 4 questions. So kama unaweza kuuliza hayo maswali manne kabla tungeshukuru. Umetupa ruhusa kuuliza maswali manne. All right, at this point, many of you had your questions, but because of time, we cannot ask all those questions. However, because of also time, we are just going to go straight to the questions. After the questions, vote of thanks, prayer, and then after that, we can continue with the party after the delegates have left. So therefore, at this time, I would like to invite Steve Weber and ask everyone to sit down so that we can hear the questions. And after the vote of thanks and prayers, we'll have music from Jabali, we'll have more entertainment, and we'll continue from there. But right now, we have the questions.
Hello everyone. First question. I am a business owner here in the US. My firm hires Kenyans remotely. However, as business owners, we have to pay very high taxes for hiring Kenyans. Can you set up a treaty with the US government that would allow employers to save money on the taxes?
Before that, can we please sit down? We need some people to sit down on this side. We need you to sit down. We need you to kind of lower your volume or your voices so that Your Excellency can hear the question. Yeah, the noise is coming from this corner, please.
Yes. Is that better? Okay. I am a business owner here in the US. My firm hires Kenyans remotely. However, as business owners, we have to pay high taxes for hiring Kenyans. Can you set up a treaty with the US government that will allow employers to save money on the taxes? And the second question is, given the high number of deaths on our roads in Kenya, What will you do to rein in the traffic lawlessness and save lives? Yes.
Question number 3. Since democracy dictates that there is no taxation without representation, how is Baba's government planning to ensure the diaspora community needs are heard through having a representative in your government? Question number 4. What will you do to tackle land fraud since so many people have been defrauded?
Yes, he's going to answer. Yeah. No, that's it. Because of time, and we appreciate you guys still hanging with us. And we're about to wrap it up. And then after that, dancing, raha, and all of that, okay? All right.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Azimio, inawezekana. Baba, asanteni sana. My name again is Memusi Kachori, MP for Kajiado Central. 2015 ilikuwa last goal wa Baba, lakini nimetoka kwa daipa sasa. Mimi ni champion kwa kuweka Baba State House. There is one of the questions that have been asked here on land fraud. And first of all, let me just tell you that we know what you people are going through. Many of you, we know, have lost their money through land frauds. I come, as I said, from Kajiado County, and Kajiado happens to be one of the places that you're losing a lot of money. But let me tell you this, the government had come up with a digitization process of title deeds. Baba, I want to request you, because that has not been actualized. The minute that thing was launched, cartels went in and frustrated the process. Baba, what I want to tell you is corruption is the root of all these things. Because the idea of digitization of title deeds was going to deal with land fraud. But cartels have flourished in that business that they frustrated the whole thing. Baba, when you get to State House, deal with corruption. If your friends get involved with corruption, put them in jail, go and visit them in jail, and tell them it is not personal, but the country is bigger than one individual. Asanteni.
Thank you. I think he's answered that issue very effectively. The issue of double taxation, I guess this has to do with hiring Kenyans here. You're talking about double taxation, and you're talking about Kenya negotiating with the United States. I don't know how does that come in. I mean, because if it was something that means if you're an American company employing Kenyans, then of course if it is in Kenya, then Kenyan laws apply. I don't see how the United States.
The income is reportable here. You're required to report the income here, and you're taxed again here. So you pay the taxes in Kenya, but you're required to report that income in Kenya here. So you get double taxed.
Oh, that I think is the U.S. actually. It's
Correct. So the U.S. will tax you because you have to report that income, and then you also are taxed in Kenya.
I think that can be taken up in the bilateral negotiations or talk between Kenya government and the United States.
That is correct, sir.
Right. The other one was the issue of diaspora representation in the government. We are going to have an office specifically dealing with issues of diaspora in Nairobi, which will deal with all the issues that affect diaspora more effectively. Okay? Now,
accessible?
no,
okay, we want an accessible office.
I'm just saying, this is going to be at the level of a CS level. The issue which Honorable Minister talked about is a very serious issue of corruption. Corruption is the biggest enemy of the people of Kenya. Kenya, in terms of corruption, plays in the Super League. And all the others is placed in Division 3. But as far as corruption is concerned, it's in the Super League. And we want to remove Kenya from that league. We want to remove Kenya from that league, and it means zero tolerance. And there's going to be really no huruma. Anybody who is involved in corruption, irrespective of their socio-economic status or relations with the leadership, will be dealt with. Again, how Rwanda has dealt with it. Mr. Kagame himself an example. His own real brother was found with a case of corruption. And he said, deal with him like anybody else. And his brother was imprisoned. And President Kagame would go to prison to visit him and tell him, you're my brother, but this is where you belong. See? So I can tell you here, anybody who is corrupt, my brother, my sister, my child, my son, my daughter, if they are caught with corruption case, they will go to jail. That is the only way that we'll be able to deal with this issue, this cancer of corruption in our country. Thank you. Yeah, there. You mentioned something again. The criminal justice system in our country. Because people talk about the rule of law, the independence of the judiciary. Yes, the judiciary should be independent. But no one will ever say that by being independent means being corrupt. You can see what is now happening in the country. People are accused with crimes, some not petty, murder cases, serious corruption cases. Now going to court, and the court says they are adjourning the hearing until after the election to allow them to go and campaign. And nothing is happening. Even the Chief Justice sees those and does nothing. See, this, directly tolerating cases of corruption. Even the director of public prosecution says he's referring cases to allow those who are the suspects to be able to campaign. You see, what is it? It's shame. Shame on the system. That kind of person does not need to be in that position. And those kind of judges do not need to be in those positions. This is what we're going to do. We are going to say yes, independent judiciary, but the judiciary must first itself be transparent and clean before we respect the independence.
Hai, ama mmelala. Mko? Kama mnataka
na sukuma na nyama choma. Inawezekana? Hata hiyo pia inawezekana. Ugali na sukuma nyama choma inawezekana. Inawezekana? Lakini kwanza lazima tupige nini? Tupige nini? Okay, at this point nasema asante sana Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, all the delegates, our visitors, all of you who have come from far and wide. Na tujipigie makofi tafadhali. And as we are about to wind our program, I would like to call Miss Patricia Omondi to come and give a vote of thanks, followed by Reverend Victoria Beth Langat for closing prayer. Then after that, we're also going to have Miss Pinky, who came all the way from Minnesota with a special song for Baba. At that time, the delegates will leave. We'll also have Jabali Africa praying for us and singing for us. And so please, there is more entertainment to come. But at this time, let me pass it to Patricia Omondi.
Azimio la Umoja. Azimio la Umoja. To the right, Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, all distinguished guests, and all protocols observed, good afternoon. On behalf of Azimio la Umoja Diaspora, it is my great privilege to extend our thanks and gratitude to you for taking time off of your busy schedule to commune with us, share our concerns, and grace us with your opinions on these issues. Azimio la Umoja, a great big thank you goes out to you, Baba the Fifth, for the Azimio la Umoja coalition. For it does not matter what we gain. If we lose peace, we would have gained nothing. However, if we lose everything but keep peace, we have lost nothing. Thank you for the sacrifices you have made for peace. Thank you for the handshake. Azimio la Umoja inawezekana. As a Kenyan, I see the spirit of Azimio la Umoja in the Baba Care initiative. During my recent visit home, I was hospitalized in Nairobi for less than a week due to malaria. I was amazed by the exorbitant medical charges. Thank God I had insurance that covered my expenditures. My heart went out to fellow Kenyans without coverage at that particular moment. How do they manage these costs? It is so important that everyone be able to access affordable care, regardless of their socioeconomic status. Azimio la Umoja inawezekana. As a woman, I see the spirit of Azimio la Umoja in the uchumi wa kina mama, which will finance women-owned businesses. And Inua Jamii Pesa Mfukoni that will help needy families. This will bring landmark progression to Kenya, securing our future as a nation of progress. As a mother, I see the spirit of Azimio la Umoja in your waste not a single child, which will ensure all children have quality education and that no child is left behind. All children will have a chance at a bright, prosperous future and the potential to compete globally. Azimio la Umoja. In conclusion, we thank you, Baba the Fifth, the father of Azimio la Umoja, because a house divided against itself cannot stand. Kenya is a puzzle that includes the coastal rift, Rift Valley, Central Highlands, Northern Plains, and the Lake region. No piece of the puzzle can exist independently. Every tribe, race, and religion of Kenya is one republic and one nation under God. We are all privileged to be a part of the blessed, prosperous nation of Kenya, and our differences make us stronger together. Azimio la Umoja inawezekana. We thank you again, the Right Honorable Prime Minister Amolo Odinga, all distinguished guests, and all of you for attending today's gathering. Have a blessed evening and a safe trip to your respective destinations. Please do not forget that we are not done yet. Make your voice count. Go vote, go vote, go vote. Azimio la Umoja inawezekana. May the peace of God go with you all. Good night and goodbye. Thank you all.
Thank you, Madam Patricia. Thank you so much. And we want to invite my dear friend Pinky, who came all the way from Minnesota.
And Pinky, as you come to sing to us for us, please know you have limited time, but at the same time, I know you will do something special because this is your song that you wrote. Thank you. Please, big hand for Pinky.
DJ, thank you, Honorable Raila Odinga. I'm honored to be here in front of you to perform. I wrote a special song for you and for all Kenyans. It's a special song, it's a campaign song. It's gonna make everybody vote. We need to vote. All we need to see in August is our 5th president, Raila Odinga. DJ, let's do it. Raila Odinga song. Tumekubali Raila Odinga. Tumekubali Raila Odinga. Tumekubali Raila Odinga. Wakenya wote wamekubali. Wakenya wote wamekubali. Mama wote wamekubali. Vijana wote wamekubali. Sawa Kenya yote tuchague Raila Odinga. Ili watoto wetu wakasome tuchague Raila Odinga. Kuimarisha uchumi na maendeleo tuchague Raila Odinga. Ili vijana wote vikazi tuchague Raila Odinga. Raila Odinga fagia ufisadi fagia wote. Raila Odinga fagia ukabila fagia wote. Wakenya wote wamekubali. Wazee wote wamekubali. Vijana wote wamekubali. Wajana wote wamekubali. Sawa Kenya yote tuchague Raila Odinga. Ili watoto wetu wakasome tuchague Raila Odinga. Tuchague Raila Odinga. Ili watoto wetu wakasome tuchague Raila Odinga. Mpaka Ubambani tuchague Raila Odinga.
Asante, tafadhali tukae chini DJ. You can read your song. Aya, asanteni, everybody kaa chini tushukuru. Asanteni. Wacha baba apumzike tafadhali. Patieni baba nafasi ya pumzike. Patieni baba nafasi ya pumzike tafadhali. Asanteni. Jabali Afrika tafadhali mnaweza kuingiza nyimbo hapo kidogo. Alafu baadaye tunaleta Victoria Langat.